She's selling liquors in here, various kinds. Okay, no problem.
Quanto é que custa esta casinha com as coisas? 10 euros.
And these drinks too, that's Funchal? Yeah. What are these called?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask her though.
That's an I don't know flower here. Beautiful flower. So this is one of the thatched roofed hutches. She said it was corn that they used for what looks like hay. If that shorty is on a trip or is a native here. And there is one of the tourist ladies that is just enjoying herself so much here. Just having a great time in Madeira. Word Levada means flat area, so this is a flat area garden. Levadas are all over the island where people can walk. They follow the irrigation ditches that water is flowing through and pipelines. And there is the vegetable market for this area across the street. And this is a Vantage trip. Vantage is headquartered out of Boston, as is OAT, Overseas Adventure Travel, parent. They're still in the village of Santana, but they call this the Camara Municipal City Hall, so that's the village area of Camara, Santana. Lovely arcades going through into the City Hall, beautifully done. There's this big curve we just came up and over to park the car here. This is one of their featured villages. Lovely town. Well, we're at a restaurant for lunch. I'll get the name of it later. But this is the garden that we're sitting around. It's a beautiful spot under a willow tree. And there's a bird chirping here. I'm going to try to get my birder inside to take a listen to it. I can't see him. Well, this must be a chain of restaurants called Delta. This is called a chave, which means the key. Maybe from Clef, Schlüssel. And here is the background around the restaurant. Just lovely. There's some of the farming in the hillside. Farmhouses with farms right behind them. All that plowing. They're ready for spring planting of something. We're at a lookout point called Machico, on our way to the airport to see the extension of the runway that was built after a disastrous crash. That's at Porto Santo again. And there's a couple islands out there. She was mentioning that one has some people living on it, a couple hundred people. That's the big island of Porto Santo. It's the oceanside town of Machico. Beautiful town. Red roofs, red tile roofs everywhere. Clean because there are no polluting factories in this country. Everything is exported to be manufactured. She also mentioned there are 12% of the road mileage is made up of tunnels. 12% tunnels. How many tunnels are there? She doesn't know. Probably hundreds. What do you think, Phil? There are runners finishing up the race. They started this race at midnight last night in the mountains, and they're running for 14 hours till 2 o'clock today. So these are the champions coming in at this point. These are the serious runners. They've been running over these mountains and through the pathways, no tunnels, no roads except right here, I guess. Got some big chairs. Here come the chairs, if you can catch them on the video. There were 3 or 4 runners together coming in. Here they go through that blue bridge, or maybe it's the second one. That's the final.
This red one was your finish line.
Well, that's the finish line is a red one, yeah. Not much of a hand for that guy.
That they have extended to the ocean. So where was the sea before, there are some sport facilities to play that
200 meters over the ocean. Well, these people it right on the edge of the runway. I don't think I'd like to have that. Here's the runway.
They used to be underwater here, these people.
Yeah, they used to have ocean property. Here's the runway, right on the ocean. It's wider than it did.
You see now here on the left-hand side is 1/3 of the whole airport. It is just the part that was extended. Looking to the left, you see it is a little bit wider.
It's a bridge we're going
Well, you see that below with the red and white stripes. And everything to the left is the last part of
Here's the bridges. That was the runway.
dancing already. All these columns to the left-hand side. And you are going to see all the different sport facilities they have done there. Look at the very nice bay for the people swim in the ocean.
That's the airport. So this is the engineering. We're underneath the runway now. The runway is overhead. There's a nice frame Porto Santo view. Sailboats are out there enjoying themselves. What is it, Friday or Saturday? Weekend sailing, Saturday sailing. Friday tomorrow is a Sunday. Well, we're taking a tour through the Botanical Gardens. Telepheric is in here too. They got a cable car. Signing up our tickets.
Belong to the same family, and the best example is that plant that looks like a banana plant but does not give any fruits but flowers. The flower can be as big as this, exactly the shape of a bird of paradise, only the color is not orange and blue but black and white, and so we call it the Strelitzia gigant, or the giant Strelitzia tree.
And that's once a year?
No, it's always
Here's our backyard azalea plants.
at the same time. The other one, we call it a tulip tree or Magnolia denudata, has either flowers or leaves, like the ones
So the tulip tree is in the magnolia family.
Palace Hotel. Family Reed, a Scottish family. They also had, he came to Madeira also very young, and he came from a very rich family, and the reason why he came to Madeira was because of his disease, also pneumonia, and like the Habsburgs and many others in those times. And then he built a few hotels, and was his dream to build
They got wisteria growing on a big vine.
the elephant's foot tree. Because if you look, it really looks like an elephant's foot.
There's
And
an elephant's
in Europe
tree.
they sell it also in very
Which one is the
small,
elephant's foot tree?
pots, very small plants.
Oh, that one over there.
Elephant's foot tree or Nolina is the botanic name. All like that.
That's the elephant's foot tree. We saw that in Africa.
Yes, it's
Beautifully done here in this garden. Here's your roses.
Even the
There's orchid plants there, growing from the ground. No flowers right now. Mosaic garden of red and green and yellow plants, planted to make this mosaic carpet kind of a thing with the Funchal View behind it.
I would say June. Still in June we see them.
They're native geraniums.
We don't see, and this time of the year we don't see not even the leaves. So it is impossible to say
There's
the
a
number
bee.
of plants and trees that grow in Madeira. 900 grow wild. And
900 wild plants.
157.
This is a Veronica plant. Oh, my battery is running down, I'm seeing here. Everything grows here.
And these are the ones that give the fruits that you saw in
That's
the
the philodendron
market, that the boys
fruit
are
that does a
using
passion
to taste.
fruit.
That's with the knife of the, yes, the long fruit arrangement.
This is the coral tree here. It's got some little coral plants, and right on the ground is a whole bunch of coral-looking weed-like plants. There's a white bird of paradise bloom growing on this big plant here. Bird of paradise plants. And these are aloe cactus, similar to the Mexican agave, she just said. There's a frog pond here. I don't know if you can hear them, they're all talking to each other. Oh, look at that cat. There's a cat with the frogs. He's going to grab one out of the water and eat it, probably. This is the cafeteria coffee house, sitting behind some beautiful trees, and we have the view of Funchal again, capital of Madeira. And there's the dock for the cruise ships where they come in to Funchal. And 600 miles in that direction is eventually Portugal. It's really to the northeast of here. We're at the same parallel as Africa, as Casablanca. So you headed due east from here, you'd be in Casablanca, not Morocco, it is Algiers. The Tumbergia. Orange flowers all over the place here. And there's some lilies. And this is just all over the place, plants. This is the swan's neck agave, superb tree here. And there's the agave plant, of course, but there's a bunch of them. I don't know if I'm going to get the background. It's very light.
You have to swim, right?
And this is the Cuban blue flower tree from Cuba. Got some difficult steps here that people are having difficulty coming down. This is